G'day everybody, welcome back to Starfield. Hope you guys are doing well. Now, in the previous episode, we managed to get ourselves deputized, and we had our first mission already, which was to check out some issues going on at the Wagoner farm. Now, we met a group of people who seemingly appear to be an additional faction that we've never met before. So, I'm hoping that we'll maybe learn a little bit more about them and hopefully try to resolve a few more issues involving them in the future. However, at the moment, we're here in Aquila City because I want to have a chat with the Marshal, see if we can actually let go of Emma, because she's still tagging along with us, and I don't particularly want her hanging around with us for now. Let's actually get Barrett to hang around here for a second so he's not in the way. And we'll go inside, have a chat with the Marshal, and hopefully that will release Emma from, you know, tagging along with us constantly. So, and I guess the reason I wanted to do that is also because, well, I want to join the Vanguard.
Well, hey there.
But this Emma Wilcox person seems to be just following us everywhere for the time being. So, hopefully,
if you're looking for the Rangers,
hopefully she'll actually leave us alone once we speak to the Marshal. I think we need to go here. Actually, no. It's not right. There we go. Marshal!
What's the story on Montero Luna?
That call we got from Wagoner Farm turned out to be a little more interesting than I was expecting. Some men were trying to run the Wagoners off their land. They tried to buy it first, but when that didn't work, they turned to threats. We confronted them, and unfortunately, it came to violence. None of them survived.
You helped someone in need and came back alive. That's a job well done.
There are still some unanswered questions here.
I agree. Until we see the whole picture, we won't know if Miss Wagner is truly safe. What did you make of these men who were trying to take the farm?
They were tough and well armed, probably mercenaries.
If that's true, then someone must have hired them. Now, did you find anything that might give us a lead on why these men wanted the farm?
They hired someone to steal a ship from Hope Tech.
Hope Tech ships ain't exactly cheap. That thief could probably tell us a lot about these men you ran into.
There's something else. They were dressed in Freestar militia uniforms. The unit badge was yellow on black with the number 1. They also said something about being forgotten. They seemed bitter about it, resentful. Didn't you fight in the Colony War, Marshal? Any of that sound familiar?
The 1st Cavalry. I was in that unit for a while. But it was disbanded decades ago, after the Battle of Nera. What was left of it, anyway.
What happened at the Battle of Nera?
The 1st Cavalry lost almost all their mechs and soldiers in a big push to take a United Colonies base. They were just about there when a ceasefire order came down. Both sides had just lost too much by then. It was a bloodbath. The commanding officer of the 1st disobeyed the order. He didn't want the lives of his soldiers to be sacrificed for nothing. They court-martialed him, and the rest of the surviving officers, and locked them all up.
Okay. Right, so, maybe splinter group of the Freestar militia here. Maybe they're sort of ultra nationalists almost. Could those men be veterans from the 1st Cavalry?
I suppose it ain't impossible, but it's real damn unlikely. The unit was pretty much wiped out, and the few that survived ended up in prison after a court-martial for disobeying orders. I don't recall how long the sentence was.
What was the Colony War?
The war between the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective? Worst conflict the settled systems has ever seen. Each side unleashed terrible weapons on the other, and countless people died. The armistice was signed 20 years ago, but a lot of folks still bear their scars.
That still doesn't explain why they'd want the Wagner farm.
No, it doesn't. Just raises more questions. It's a good bet that starship thief can help us get some answers. The Hope Tech factory is in Hope Town on Polvo. Nia Kalu's our ranger stationed out there. She can introduce you to Ron Hope, the president of Hope Tech. He might be able to help you find the thief. Just make sure you stay on his good side. He's on the Council of Governors, and they're the ones we answer to.
Council of Governors?
The ruling body that oversees the Freestar Collective and the Rangers. The council members are the political and corporate elite of the Freestar Collective, so we have to tread lightly when we're dealing with them.
What can you tell me about Ron Hope?
Proud, stubborn, and smart. A self-made man. He built Hope Tech through blood, sweat, and sheer willpower.
Alright, well, I'll do what I have to do.
Normally, I'd praise that kind of dedication, but you need to maintain a sense of perspective here. Our authority and our power comes from the Council of Governors. Remember that. This is your assignment now, Deputy. Work with the other Rangers. Find out what you can about those men on Montera Luna. Meantime, I'll look into a possible connection with the 1st Cavalry. Good hunting.
Alright, that's really cool actually, this 1st Cavalry. I'm totally pumped to try and find out more about them. I feel like there's a bit of a story there. Got a nice little office here. Obviously, don't want to steal any of his stuff. Alright, well, let's go out and let's fetch Barrett. And now that Emma Wilcox has left us alone, we should be able to join the Vanguard in a little bit more peace. And, you know, I don't suppose the UC would be too happy with, you know, Freestar Ranger tagging along while we're trying to get ourselves, you know, I guess, joined into the Vanguard. I don't want them learning about their secrets and stuff.
Yes?
Yeah, let's get moving.
Gladly.
Alright, now since we're here, do we actually have stuff that we need to get rid of? I do want to maybe just check that out. Not exactly. I think we've got things pretty organized here. We only have 60 mass to work with though. Not the greatest. That's alright. I'm sure we'll survive with only that much. We'll just need to juggle things around every now and then. Okay, so
Place look cleaner than before.
I think we're going to just head back to the United Colonies, New Atlantis, and we'll quickly register to become one of the Vanguard. And seeing how getting deputized got us a mission immediately, I'm pretty sure we'll have a mission that we would have to follow through on immediately as soon as we finish joining.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
It's good to be home, right? Okay. Scan me.
Okay. I thought we fast traveled to the section that we needed to be in, but apparently not. Let's get to Mass District.
Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else. Yes, Captain.
Yeah, I swear, Barrett definitely talks a lot. Well, everyone in this game talks a lot, and it can get pretty distracting. Alright. Oh, hang on. I need to go somewhere down there, apparently. I thought we needed to go into the mast building, but anyway. Alright, so registration. Oh, maybe it is in the mast building. We just need to take this elevator. Vanguard Orientation Hall. Yep, let's do it.
Grew up in Neon, so I get big cities, but one clean enough to eat off the pavement? That's new.
I wouldn't be eating off the pavement if I were you. Okay, main menu, applicant name blue, current bounty 0. To register for your examination, please select enlistment agreement. Any outstanding UC bounty must be paid off before proceeding. Alright. By joining the United Colonies Vanguard, you agree to perform necessary services for the United Colonies that could place you in serious danger, resulting in harm to your craft or yourself, up to and including death. In exchange, the United Colonies Vanguard agrees to compensate all captains according to their experience level and the difficulty of the task requested. All applicants will be required to earn a satisfactory grade on a simulated combat flight, successfully complete a probationary mission. Upon the completion of both prerequisites, the United Colonies Vanguard agrees to sponsor your citizenship application and guarantees the granting of United Colonies citizenship once sufficient time or acts of valor have been warranted, or have warranted it. Do you agree to the above commitment and wish to initiate your journey with the United Colonies Vanguard? I agree. Consent documented. You may proceed to the examination chamber through the orientation hall. Alright, cool. Welcome, Blue. Please proceed through the orientation hall to the examination chamber.
Registration accepted.
Alright then.
You may now proceed through the historical displays in the orientation hall, or continue on to the examination.
Well, let's take a look at orientation hall here. The end of Earth.
In 2150, humanity learned the Earth's magnetosphere would collapse sometime in the next half-century, eliminating all life on the planet. Decisive action was required, but the secure transport of an entire civilization would demand a new kind of cooperation, a new kind of courage, and a new kind of union. Thus, in 2159, the United Colonies were formed to make that journey possible. Just 1 year later, the Galileo, the first of many colony ships, touched down here on Jemison, beginning a new era of human history, the age of the United Colonies.
In that moment, humanity changed forever. Nothing would ever be the same. They must have been scared out of their minds.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I were the first explorers, I would be pretty scared as well. Although, it'd be pretty exciting. Okay, let's go.
From their foundation, the United Colonies strove to provide all their citizens with opportunity, security, and peace. But there were those among the UC that still wanted something more: independence. So in 2161, the UC issued the Centaurus Proclamation, granting UC citizens the right to settle distant worlds and form their own sovereign powers. It wasn't long before the first new faction, the Free Star Collective, was formally organized in 2188, later followed by House Varun, revealing themselves to the universe in 2230.
Well, this is certainly an interpretation.
Okay. So, this is House Varun, and I guess this is their general gear, if we do come across them at some point. I mean, sooner or later we're going to come across them. Of course, we've come across the United... sorry, not United Colonies, the Free Star Collective. Judging by what's being described here, potentially we might have the opportunity to work for House Varun as well. They seem a little bit, I don't know, off the rails, these guys. I'm not entirely sure if I really want to work for House Varun. The Narian War. Oh god, this is a bit of a long one, but it is lore, so I might read this one, guys. The history of the Narian War. Beginning in 2196, the Narian War, humanity's first large-scale conflict among the stars, is remembered as a defining moment for the settled systems. As the first major conflict to make extensive use of grab-jump-enabled ships, the Narian War was less defined by key space battles and more by an extended cat-and-mouse interplay between the two powers, as the well-armed and professional UC Navy tried again and again to pin down the piecemeal but savvy Free Star fleet. Unable to strike the killing blow, the UC resorted to ever more severe tactics to try and drive the collective to capitulate, but without success. In fact, after many long years of war with little to show for it, even the populace of the UC itself began to turn against the cause, with protests roiling even New Atlantis, the citizenry demanding the war finally come to a humane close. So when at long last the final blows was struck, with the UC Navy finally cornering and obliterating the Free Star fleet in 2216, it was a hollow victory. It was, from the resulting negotiations, the Treaty of Narion that settled systems as we know them today emerged, both literally and figuratively. Despite winning the war, the UC found themselves in an unenviable position, painted as a brutal aggressor even in their home systems. So in the spirit of unity and lasting peace, the UC agreed to the demands of the Free Star Collective and the Narion settlers, whose conclusion triggered the conflict in the first place, and handed over Narion to the Collective, as they had requested at the start of the hostilities, including the Clinic Medical Star Station, creating the Free Star Collective as we know it to this day. In return, the UC demanded two concessions. The first was payment for damages done in the form of mineral rights on multiple worlds across the galaxy. The second, more significant demand was that no great faction may ever colonize more than 3 systems. The UC would have Alpha Centauri, Sol, and Wolf, and the Free Star Collective, Cheyenne, Volley, and Narion. The Free Star Collective agreed to these terms, creating and codifying into law the settled systems as we know them today. The Treaty of Narion has since become the foundation of all contemporary political relations, and its only official violation the cause of the galaxy's greatest conflict, the Colony War. To learn more about the Colony War, please proceed to the Conflict Among the Stars mural. Okay, cool. Look guys, I don't really mind going through all of this because, you know, we're learning a lot about the background of, you know, the entire, I guess, game. I think that's important.
House Varun forces declared all-out war on the rest of human civilization, initiating the Serpent's Crusade.
What I say, these guys are off the rails.
Over the next 23 years, thousands of Free Star, UC, and independent souls were killed by agents of House Varun in the name of their serpent god. It was only with the death of their founder in 2263 and the succession of his heir Jarek that House Varun finally sued for peace. There remains, however, select members of House Varun who refuse to recognize the cessation of hostilities their leaders established. Even after House Varun's mysterious disappearance, these zealots remain a threat to all who encounter them. Their pacification the goal of all space.
Alright. So, House Varun seems to be a common enemy among the Freestar and UC. Well, not anymore, I guess, considering what we've just learnt. But, yeah. I guess we'll meet them at some point and we'll see what they're like.
Of the many conflicts between the galaxy's factions, none was more brutal than the recent colony war between the UC and the Freestar Collective. Set off by the unauthorized Freestar colonization of Vesta's Pride in 2308, a direct violation of the Nerion Treaty, the colony war spread quickly across the galaxy. Both sides deployed every tool at their disposal. Armadas of warships, mechanized combat platforms, or mechs, even bioengineered alien creatures, the infamous UC xeno-weapons. It was only in 2311 at the Battle of Cheyenne that the scales finally tipped. The Freestar Collective, utilizing their civilian fleet as a human shield, successfully crippled the superior United Colonies Navy. After their shocking victory against the galaxy's greatest navy, the Freestar Collective offered terms of peace, which the colonies, out of an interest in staving off any further human costs, accepted. The galaxy has been rebuilding ever since.
Omitting the verifiable facts about a conflict only ensures a repeat performance.
Yeah, so we've heard a little bit from both sides, right? I remember when we were speaking to Cole's dad, he mentioned that, you know, it was UC's greed that really started the war, but I suppose every faction's going to think that they're right.
Few settled worlds were left untouched by the colony war. But nowhere could the viciousness of modern warfare be seen more clearly than on the Freestar planet of Nera. Initially occupied by invading United Colonies forces as a forward operating position, repeated attempts to take and retake the planet by collective forces led only to devastation. Swaths of the world were transformed into scorched husks, a nightmarish testament to the depths of human ingenuity and human cruelty. And today, Nera remains a continuing reminder to the horrors of unfettered war.
Okay, we haven't had the pleasure of visiting Nera just yet, but I'm sure we're gonna be headed that way at some point. Look at this thing. Oh man, that is badass. I mean, can we ride in one of these things, or is this like an automated mech? I don't know, the cockpit looks a little bit too small. Oh my god.
This thing's like an artist's rendition, right? No animal can be this ugly in real life.
No one knows how they move between planets. I wonder if they can grav jump or something.
I wonder what kind of alien this is. Is it the Terramorphs, maybe? Kind of terrifying.
In the midst of the colony war, a different kind of tragedy struck the UC city of Londinian. A newly constructed but critical supply center for the United Colonies' war effort, Londinian found itself overrun by one of the galaxy's most mysterious predators, the Terramorph. A rare but pervasive threat to all human-settled worlds, Terramorphs swept over the city, seemingly out of nowhere, on a scale never before seen in recorded history. Valiant efforts by the UC military slowed the onslaught, but the creatures proved unstoppable. Ultimately, the decision was made to destroy the Londinian spaceport, sealing off the city, the outbreak, and its citizenry from the galaxy at large. The tragedy of Londinian is mourned by the UC to this day.
Okay, I'm getting the feeling that the Terramorphs are pretty much going to be the toughest things that we face. But anyway, I think it's time to move on. Armistice.
After the devastation wrought by the Colony War, the UC and the Freestar Collective came together to ratify a treaty that became known as the Armistice. Both sides agreed to a vast reduction in standing forces, and that xeno-weapons and mech warfare would be outlawed. All related research was sealed away, accessible only in cases of dire emergency. But the Collective had another demand, that the active commanders of the UC military stand trial for their actions. The United Colonies, in the interest of peace and galactic security, agreed. In 2311, 3 United Colonies senior officers were found guilty. Commander Henry Durant, General Indira Rastogi, and Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, known better as Ve Victus. All were sentenced to death for their actions, bringing the colony war to a close and returning peace to the galaxy at long last.
It was a scary time, to say the least. The Armistice was the only way we could survive. Until the next terrifying weapon, anyway.
Jeez, okay, that's brutal, actually. I bet you both the Freestar and the UC are still developing Xeno weapons and also still developing mechs in secret.
It was into this new world that the Vanguard was born. An official branch of the UC Navy, the Vanguard is the United Colonies Volunteer Fleet, serving a myriad of security, logistical, and reconnaissance roles. And after a sufficient length of service, UC citizenship is guaranteed to every Vanguard member. Open to all captains, regardless of origin, the Vanguard is leading the charge to protect and support the citizens of the United Colonies, wherever in the galaxy they may be.
Heavy on the propaganda here. That is a badass looking spacesuit and helmet, actually. I definitely want one of those, if we can find it.
No one is born a United Colonies citizen. Only through service to the UC can one hope to earn one's citizenship. But the UC prides itself on taking care of its people. Cost of living controls mean citizens pay less than their foreign counterparts for needs big and small. All citizens are issued a grant upon joining to get themselves on their feet. And only UC citizens have the opportunity to purchase property, getting the chance to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the settled systems. By joining the Vanguard today, you too can begin earning your place here, in the heart of galactic civilization, as a citizen of the United Colonies.
Alright. Hopefully that's the last of it. Let's go to the piloting simulator. Okay. So I guess we just need to win a few spaceship battles before we can, I guess, join the Vanguard.
Applicant to the piloting simulation.
Wow.
Please enter
These
the
things have gotten very high-tech.
initiate your exit.
Wild.
Cool. I wonder if we're just piloting our own ship, basically, when we jump into this thing.
Ah, you must be our new applicant. I'm Proctor Samuelson. The simulator's already been prepped. You can head in whenever you're ready.
Piloting isn't my area of expertise. How about you just mark me down as a pass and I head out? What kind of ship am I going to be flying in this simulation?
The simulator is designed to be a near-perfect replica of a Class B Deimos hoplite, the United Colonies' standard destroyer model. It's been tuned to provide a challenging but fair fight against the enemy squadrons you'll encounter inside.
Okay, cool. So it's not our own ship. Got any advice on how to do well in there?
While I can't answer that question directly, I will say this. Due to the solitary nature of our work, resourcefulness is a critical tool in any Vanguard pilot's repertoire. You're permitted, even encouraged, to use whatever tool you're able to find in there.
Okay, can you tell me more about this exam?
Of course. You'll be running through a high-realism combat flight simulation, engineered by members of the UC Science staff, right here in Mast. Your task is to defeat at least 3 tiers of simulated opponents. Accomplish that and you pass the exam, and can then proceed on to your probationary mission. However, if you defeat more than 3 tiers of enemies, your required enlistment time for citizenship will be reduced, and your enlistment bonus increased. But you're welcome to try as many times as you like before returning to Commander Tuala to proceed on to the next step in your application process. We'll only keep the highest score you manage to achieve in there.
Okay, so it sounds like I'll be able to perhaps repeat
Good hunting.
the simulation several times, but anyway, let's get to it.
This is the Mark 18 Flight Simulation Chamber applicant, currently in orbit around a high-detail recreation of a remote world. When you're ready to begin, please take a seat in the pilot's chair.
Alright, let's do it.
Your exam is simple. Defeat as many tiers of opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. You must defeat at least 3 tiers of opponents to pass the exam. Good hunting, applicant.
Okay, I just redistributed all of our energy there. Just made sure that we're using every single energy bar available.
Target's active.
Okay, so we just need to really defeat as many enemies as we can. Seems simple enough.
Target defeated.
Done.
All targets eliminated.
Okay.
Progress recorded. Tier 1 reached. Initiating Tier 2. New targets active.
Target elimination imminent. Engine failure detected. Target defeated.
Okay, very good.
All targets eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 2 reached. Initiating Tier 3.
So we seem to also have like some kind of onboard computer telling us stuff, which is kind of interesting.
Targets active.
Yeah, well, let's see how far we can get here with the other tiers, so... I'm guessing it will probably get very, very difficult.
Resuming the examination.
New targets active.
Okay, level 44. Might be a little bit too much, or maybe not.
Target defeated.
Very good. Alright, managed to get behind it, so I think that really helped.
Tier 4 reached. Initiating Tier 5. New targets active.
Okay, there are a lot of enemies. A little bit worried. I think we've had enough. I'm not entirely sure if I... Hang on. How do we get out here? Are we restarting? Oh, hold E to exit the pilot seat. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, we just need to get out of the pilot seat and just leave, I suppose. My bad. Alright. Cool. Yeah, I didn't really use any repair kits or ship repair parts, which I maybe should have. I'm not entirely sure if we had any.
You've passed. You can head up to Commander Tuwala to receive your final results and your probationary assignment.
Okay.
Or you're welcome to take another run at the simulation if you'd like to try and earn a better score.
Yeah.
You'll only keep your best run.
I think we're okay. Let's go see Commander Tuwala. So, lobby. And we should get our first mission for the Vanguard. Well, I guess they're calling it a probationary mission, so they're still testing us.
Well, look who's back. Everything go all right with the exam? Or did you have some questions you needed answered first?
Why does the UC need foreign pilots to fly for them?
Military used to have a pretty narrow view of where the best pilots came from. In their eyes, it was UC or bust. The creation of the Vanguard was an acknowledgement by the brass that maybe not all the galaxy's greatest pilots went through a UC flight school. So it's the Vanguard's job to find them and get them to fly for us.
I'm curious, how long have you been with the Vanguard, Commander?
Me? 6, 7 years now? Was a recon squad commander in a former life, so it wasn't too big a jump bossing around foreign pilots instead. But Vanguard's been a quality assignment. Meet new people, judge them on a series of diverse criteria, get them out there helping people who need it.
I wrapped up my piloting exam and they told me to come back here.
Ah, so these are your numbers that just came through then. You ready to hear how you did?
Hit me.
Then let's get to them. So, looking at the data, checked out a few of the murals. Good. A test of preparation and thoroughness. 2 traits the Vanguard values highly. Psychological results are all within expected levels. Navy doesn't have room for folks that'll fall apart the first time they're trying to outrun a homing missile. Now, how'd you do against your foes? Tier 4. Not too shabby. The techs make us test each level of the sim too. I can tell you that waiver's some real artificial bastards. Good job putting them away.
Way better than what I'd do. I always mess up on the parking.
So then, looking at your results as a whole, and presuming you're successful in completing your probationary mission, you could have your UC citizenship after only 10 years service.
Oh, God.
Pretty standard for combat assignments. But your performance in the simulator does mean I can offer a signing bonus. Help convince you to join the cause.
10 years, huh? Well, good luck with that. Send me a postcard on Paradiso whenever you're done.
So, sounds to me like we've got Vanguard material on our hands. If you're interested, we could bring you on as a provisional member today. Get you the credits you've earned, then send you out on your probationary mission. First though, all UC service people, provisional or otherwise, are required to swear an oath. So, you want to make this official? Commit yourself to the cause of the colonies?
Can we do this under the table? I'd like to operate independently. I don't know. I don't know what happens if we choose that one. Look, let's just join the normal way.
Fantastic. Then just follow me.
As I guess if we do it under the table, they might not recognize our UC citizenship, you know, because it's under the table and whatnot. Okay, do we have to stand in front of the pool or something like that? Oh, actually, no, just in front here. Oh, well, I guess these are, like, artificial ponds, right? I said pool. I meant ponds. I guess we have to stand out here and just do the oath thing. We saw a few other people do it. Come on, man. Chop chop.
Wouldn't be right doing this where we couldn't see the stars. Now, raise your right hand. The motto of the Vanguard is Supra et Ultra, above and beyond. That is where we serve, beyond the furthest reaches of the United Colonies military, and with honor and duty above reproach. Do you swear to protect and defend the citizens of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities, and to uphold the values of the Vanguard? Honor, loyalty, self-reliance in all your actions as a member of the United Colonies Navy?
I'm not normally big into commitment, but for you, fine. All my actions? That seems a bit much. Yeah, I do.
Then let me be the first to officially welcome you to the United Colonies Vanguard. Now, only thing left is getting you that probationary mission. And what I've got is comms repair. Group trying to refurb an old colony war processing plant on Tau Ceti 2. Sounds like they'd barely gotten set up when their communications died. Place is as isolated as they come, so Brass wants a Vanguard to deliver the repair suite and ensure anyone present is safe and secure. So, can the people of Tau Ceti 2 count on you?
You bet they can.
That's the spirit. Head down to the spaceport and talk to Crew Chief Harath. He'll get you the repair suite plus your new recruit kit. Oh, and your advance. Give it your all out there. Supra et Ultra.
Oh wow, 7,000 creds just for joining. That's quite nice. I felt like I was getting hitched there for a second. Anyway, we do need to speak to this guy about getting the comms repair kit. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll drop down and... okay, we'll take the high-speed train. Is it high-speed? I'm not entirely sure. It didn't really move very fast. But, it'll do the trick. So just gonna need to go to the spaceport, and I assume maybe the guy is just hanging around near the ship, potentially. Where are we? Okay. Over that side, my bad. I think the ship's over there. We'll get it done. Very nice looking night sky.
Oh yeah, that's UC security. They're busier than normal these days, it seems.
Okay, so we've got another ship here. I'm not entirely sure if the game's asking us to use another ship to do the mission, or if we get to use our own.
Yes, sir.
Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure to be working with you. It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are ready for anything that comes at you up there. Now, Manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repair suite. In addition to the standard issue welcome kit all probationary pilots get for their first mission. Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprises up there. My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Won't even know they were there. So, paying a visit to the people of scenic Tau Ceti 2. Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep your head on swivel and you'll come home safe. Any questions before you head out?
Anything you can tell me about Tau Ceti 2?
I honestly didn't realize it had people living on it until we got your recorder. Report they gave us seemed clean, no known hostile outposts, but I wouldn't say that's permission to let your guard down. Just watch out for wildlife and pirates. Keep those med packs handy and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm betting on either pirates or, you know, some mean wildlife being there, really. So, what exactly are you putting on my ship?
Nothing too dangerous, if that's your concern. The repair suite's mostly just wiring and circuit boards. The welcome kit has some goodies in there I wouldn't leave sitting around when company comes to visit. But it's nothing some proper storage can't make safe.
Alright, cool. I think I'm all set.
Then I won't keep you. Make us look good out there, recruit.
Okay, you bet I'll do. Alright, so we have some new stuff in our ship, apparently. So perhaps maybe we need to check on the cargo. I probably have some new equipment, judging by what we got from joining as a deputy or as a ranger. We might actually have like a Vanguard outfit or something along those lines. So let's check it out.
How can I be of service, Captain?
I think we'll just jump to the cockpit and then we'll get up from there. You know, this spacesuit is nice and all, but it is super chunky. Alright, so let's take a look. Chunks cap. I don't think we need this. Oh, we've got some nightwear here. Okay. Broken Constellation space helmet. Yeah. So I know we got some like ship parts, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Unfortunately, there's no real way for us to tell what's something new that we haven't seen before on the ship. Unless we had it delivered to us directly into our inventory. It doesn't look like it because we're still at 100 mass, so... yeah. Oh, here we go. UC Navy fatigues. That's actually kind of cool. I might wear that for a little bit. Just because it looks cool. I'll maybe store the utility jacket wear. And I feel like maybe I'll put stuff like that in this particular storage compartment. And we'll put the deputy uniform in there as well. Okay. Gave us a little bit of mass back, which is good. Alright. Let's get going, shall we? Okay, well, why not? Let's go through the takeoff procedure. I know we can easily just jump there, but every now and then it's nice to, you know, check out the ship launching. Speaking of ship, I think I do want to go through another session of ship editing and see if we can spend a little bit more of our hard-earned cash to make an even better looking ship. But anyway, let's check out where we need to go here. So, grunt work. Make contact with the settlers on Tau Ceti 2. Don't think we've ever been there before. I'm not entirely sure if it's taking us to a new system we've never been to. Yeah, it seems like it. So, yeah, we've definitely been to Alpha Centauri, we've been to Sol and Narion and whatnot, but we haven't exactly been to Tau Ceti, so this will be good. A new star system to visit. We need some grav in there, so let's just chuck one into grav. Actually, you know what? Let's just speed that process up a little bit. Okay, Tau Ceti 1, we need to go to Tau Ceti 2. Oh, actually no, we might be at Tau Ceti 2 already. Let's just check out where we are here. Yes, Tau Ceti 2. Let's quickly scan. We've got some iron here, and I was sort of looking at a few sort of base building tutorials here and there off camera. And a lot of people are sort of saying, well, getting a place that has iron and a few other metals on the one planet is definitely preferable. So, you know, it'd be good to set up a base on one of those types of planets, just that you can get, you know, various materials, you know, coming into storage as soon as possible if you're thinking of doing even more base building. So we need to go to Tau Gourmet Production Center and make contact with these settlers. So let's do it. Let's land. Excuse me, guys.
Hello, Captain.
Okay, well, let's check out what's going on here. Seems like we've got a bit of a ship. Someone else's ship landed here as well. Objective's right there. Horrible day. Let's see what's going on. I wonder if we can board this ship. I mean, the, like, docking, that's not the docking bay, it's the cargo bay is open. Can we go in? No. Alright. Oh, my goodness. Alright. I was just gonna say, no one seems to be here. But we've got a dead guy. So maybe these guys are under attack.
Well, they don't need it now.
Yeah, well, they're dead, so... I guess in normal life, though, you wouldn't just be picking things off dead people.
Looks so bad.
I guess it depends on the situation. If you're in, like,
liking that.
a firefight or war or something like that, you might. But, yes. Doesn't seem appropriate.
Salvager, maybe? Looks like this just happened relatively recently.
The New Atlantean permanently grants the recipe for the deep food item. Okay. Grab some ammo. Okay, what the hell happened here? Tau Gourmet, Common Quarters. Vision statement. Since the dawn of the agrarian revolution 10,000 years ago, humanity has been trying to speed up the process of growing food and getting it into our plates. But that's always come at the cost of quality and led to horrific practices like industrial farming, which leads to corners cut and ultimately a worse product. And we've all just accepted it. We live in a freeze-dried age, but we don't have to. Tau Gourmet is going to change that. We're going to make fresh food cheap and available everywhere. We're going to let our livestock and crops grow as nature intended, and use smart automation to harvest and prepare them at the peak of freshness, and deliver them with such speeds that our client won't even go back to using freeze-dried again. It's a big task, and accomplishing it is going to take focus, innovation, and dedication. Are you up to the challenge of changing how the settled system eats? Then let's get started. Cote Caudillo, I think, maybe. Cote Caudillo. The plan. Oh god, this is super long. I mean, I guess I can read this. We're standing in the middle of an unfinished masterpiece here. The UC military came in to put down some incredible machinery that they then barely used, and promptly left it to rot the moment the war ended. Now, 20 years later, we're here with an incredible opportunity. Updating this place is going to take some serious work. We're all going to be pulling double, triple, quadruple duty around here. So if you're going through a tough moment, please remember everyone else probably is too. It also means that if you're in a place where you can lighten someone else's load, please do. Equally important are scheduled breaks. They are built into your workload, so if you're on a break, hour, day, week, you better sit your ass down and breathe. Take in the scenery, think about something that's not work. If you've got a long spell, go back to New Atlantis and blow off some steam. Good ideas come from expected places, and remaking how food works in the settled systems is going to take a lot of good ideas. Also, of critical importance, survival training is not optional. It's just us on this planet, and while the UC is aware we're out here, every one of us needs to know how to survive out there on our own should the unthinkable happen. Finally, if you've ever got an issue of any kind, reach out to the relevant area owner. If you and said area owner can't come to an agreement, feel free to grab me, Coty. Okay. And this is the various areas of ownership between, I guess, the senior management. Chores list. So yes, we're planning to remake food as we know it, but we're also living in close quarters a long way from any other human beings, which means your parents aren't here to clean up after you. Everyone's got rotating chores, do them without being asked. So Coty's doing laundry, Ian decluttering common spaces, Maria trash incineration, Andre composting, Lambert weapon care. This doesn't rotate until the rest of us are firearm certified. Night watch rotation. Okay, cool. So it's actually only just a few of them. I thought those people were actually senior managements, but apparently not. Jake and the Emu, part 1. Okay, this is super long. I'll let you guys read in your own time. Pause where you need to. Okay. We've only seen one dead body though. Bit more blood here. There we go. So a little bit tricky. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if these people have died from being attacked by like other humans, or whether or not there's something out here. Yeah, it's way too quiet. Oh, okay. So next dead body.
All yours.
How do we get in here? Oh, actually, no, this is it. This room's not that big. Okay, I suppose we need to just go down here onwards to the next structure. Just hoping that I didn't really miss anything. Yeah, I don't know about this first assignment, guys. I mean, we're literally a recruit. So, it seems like too much for a recruit, but you know what? I'm sure we can handle it. Okay, yes, yes. It's coming from over there. But you know what, guys? I think we're gonna investigate this in the next episode. I'm gonna take a break here. When we come back, we'll definitely check out what made that noise and whether or not there's any survivors here in Tau Ceti 2, because it's not looking good. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, guys. As usual, leave a like, a dislike, or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.